Hi, and welcome to another episode, a very short episode of Hot Takes. This one, it isn't a full one, it's just a bit of fun. I saw this and I thought, it's a Friday afternoon. If we want to go out on a little bit of a laugh, it's this story. It's not a big story, but it's just, I will say, it tickled my fancy. And it's about squirrels. And there is a problem with grey squirrels. And that they are quite invasive, damaging trees. There's an awful lot. I don't mind grey squirrels, Squirrels is squirrels. Of course, everyone goes on about the red squirrel and whatever, but, you get what you get. But they are a problem. And so there is a solution to this problem. Now, previously there was trapping them or poisoning them, all sorts of things. These were all very problematic, cruel, inhumane. They might get the wrong creatures and things like that. So they've worked out a way of how they're going to get rid of the squirrel problem. I just literally said squirrel. Anyway, squirrel problem. And that is contraceptives. Now, when I saw this headline, my mind straight away went, how on earth are you going to try and get a condom on a tiny, tiny penis of a squirrel? And then I thought to myself, Hamza Yousaf has that problem, doesn't he? And he seems to manage it. So we'll have a look at this and see how we're going to go and give squirrels contraceptives. Here goes. Now, it is very easy to mock, but your average squirrel has got more nuts than Hamza Yousaf. We can see that because he won't do anything. He hasn't got a backbone, and he certainly hasn't got nuts, has he? But contraceptives for grey squirrels will save Britain's trees and help us get to net zero. How? This is one of these Friday afternoon stories which you just have to have a look at, but it's a load of old rubbish. Anyway, after 5 years of research, the project to wipe out Britain's most notorious invasive species using fertility control drugs delivered in feeding hoppers needs UK government backing. Now, do we really want to wipe them out? I don't have a problem with squirrels. I get squirrels on my fence. I put the nut. Funny thing is, I put the nuts up for the birds. I put things up for the birds, and you watch the squirrels come along. And so you have to get these things, that anti-squirrel guard things, so the birds can get what they're after, the seeds and things, but the squirrels can't. These squirrels are clever, aren't they? Problem-solving intelligence. Actually, you should vote a few squirrels in as SNP MPs. They'd probably do a better job. They're certainly brighter. Anyway, the introduction of the birth control pill in 1960 brought about arguably the biggest social change of the 20th century. Now, a Scots peer has said another rollout of oral contraception could have an equally momentous impact in helping the UK reach its net zero targets. I want to see the answer to this one. Lord Canul is calling for the UK government to get behind a conservation effort to wipe out the grey squirrel using fertility control. He is the chairman of the UK Squirrel Accord, a partnership of conservation and forestry organisations, government agencies and private companies. I'm presuming the private companies will be logging companies. It spent years researching the oral contraceptives that can be given to greys to stop them from breeding, allowing Britain's native red squirrel population to recover, and also protecting our broadleaf trees. I've got to say, in my entire life, I have only ever seen, I think, 3 red squirrels in the wild. And I almost couldn't believe when I saw one. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, it's the first time I've ever seen one. And subsequently seen 2. And I've got, it's like 2 more since, And it's like, they're so rare to see now. And certainly nowhere near me. I mean, this was down New Forest Way, Hampshire Way, something like that. They still got them. I know they still have them in Scotland. I've never seen one in Scotland. And I've driven all through, out in the middle of bloody nowhere, through the forests and all that. Never seen one, but they are rare. Grey squirrels, everywhere, aren't they? Anyway, the 5-year project ends this month, and Lord Kinnock is calling for UK ministers to invest in the next phase of the scheme. This is the 5-year thing was, of course, the planting of trees and the looking at ways of beating these squirrels. At a debate on biosecurity in the House of Lords yesterday, he said, given the central need to deal with this issue, For net zero reasons alone, I urge the government to consider upping the resource that they devote to it. Can you imagine going around putting these things out and basically birth control for squirrels? If it's such a good idea, why can't we adopt it for other things? I think it's a good idea. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, the funny thing is, I started this thinking it was a joke, but actually, you think about that, rats. Throw it into the sewers and things, especially in the likes of Glasgow with the rat problem, and then the rats here, num 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 num, and then they're just not breeding. Possibly, who knows? Possible. Anyway, the Earl of Kinnoul, a cross-branch hereditary peer whose family seat is at Duplin Castle in Perthshire, in the heart of red squirrel country, said the biggest threat to our broadleaf woodlands is the grey squirrel. They ring-bark trees at age between 10 and 40 years, making them susceptible to a host of pathogens and thus killing many and damaging much, if not all, of the rest. This greatly reduces the yield and the quality of the timber. I said it would be the lumber people that would be the companies, but now here's the thing. Look, is this where red squirrels are? Well, I had no idea it was that wide, and I've been through a lot of these. Balmoral Way, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Moray, okay. Black. No, I lie. It wasn't the red squirrel I saw on the Black Isle. I did see the big eagle. That was magnificent. Yeah, and there's also some down Hampshire way. Anyway, the Scottish Government is part of the UK Squirrel Accord, along with several Scottish quangos. You can tell it's Friday evening, and there is a call for a bottle of wine with my name on it. And charities, along with the Duchy of Cornwall, the private holdings of the Prince of Wales. I still have this problem. Whenever I see the words Prince of Wales, I keep thinking of Charles. I have to keep changing my mindset. As soon as I hear it, I think, William now. Anyway, it is not clear how much funding has to come from these sources. It doesn't really matter. I think it's a good idea, you know. Although I do like the grey squirrel, because it's what I'm used to. It's what I've grown up with. I wouldn't want to see them all die. Well, you wouldn't all die, but I wouldn't want to see them die out. I think that's... Because you do this and you get rid of all the grey squirrels, but the reds will take so long to repopulate. It's very sad. Anyway, I shall leave that there and finish. Thank you very much. It's been a very interesting day. I'll come up. We'll finish. We'll round this off, and then I'll round off for the day. Anyway, coming up. That was a funny story because I started off taking the piss, and I ended up going, actually, it's not a bad idea. Apart from I don't want to get rid of all the greys. But yeah, do it in Scotland. Keep the reds in Scotland. Have the Scottish reds. They're fine. Anyway, as I say, it's been an odd day. We've done lots of different types of video today, and we had that remarkable news about sturgeon. I got very angry in that video. But I'm going to knock off now because there's, like I say, a bottle of wine with my head on it. Unless something major breaks, that'll be it for the day. I will have a few tomorrow. Keep an eye out. There's a couple of interesting ones which I did hope to get through to today. I won't get to them, but I'll definitely do them tomorrow, plus whatever breaks. Anyway, thank you very much. You have all been marvellous. I've very much appreciated it. It's been an excellent week in terms of bumping up subs. That 10,000 is getting very near, and for that I am absolutely humbly thankful. Go and enjoy your Friday nights. I'm going to go and enjoy mine, and I will speak to you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.